Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare. So, welcome everybody. Thank you so much, Nilmani Prabhu and the Tobacco management for giving me the opportunity to glorify, to have some Krishna Katha on our Sunday Love Feast. This is the temple where I started our journey of Krishna consciousness. Exactly 30 years. 30 years back in 1995, we had for the first time Rath Yatra in Edison. Right, so some of the congregation devotees, they came to our, we were living in Edison Hilltop, and they invited us to come for Rath Yatra. So we were late as always, but we couldn't miss the Jagannath Prasadam, so we traced them back, and then this is where I met all the devotees, and since then the kind of our journey in Krishna consciousness started. So I mean, it was a kind of for me, I would say, kind of a shocking, right? When we come to Western world, we have so much aspirations, to go higher in education and materially and so on and so on. And I was so surprised to see, I see, I mean, few of the Western devotees, and His Holiness Jayadev Swami was one of the first. So I mean, it was very quite, I mean, profound effect. I had a profound effect. How come this, American, fellow, he knows so much more about, that we thought, I knew some Mahabharata. I never had read Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, hardly, but it was a very profound effect. And then since that, our Tobacco family, they welcome us like a family member. This was our family, right? So we had every weekend, we were looking forward to it. For the first 3 years I was doing residency, but after I finished my residency in 98, every week we were looking forward to go to this was my family get together. And so I'm so lovingly, and I remember so much. I remember His Grace Vrindavan Chandra Prabhu. So he always, if I have to give talk, he would come and see. He was my first teacher along with Nilmani Prabhu. We did some Bhakti Shastri course, and he will teach us, and Nilmani Prabhu and both of them will do our some. So he always come to listen what I'm saying over here. So I really miss him. He will come whatever is there, but if I'm going to talk something, then he will always come. So but his memories will be in our heart always, like his exemplary life in devotion, right? Wherever we come on, he's always smiling and serving, and so much. So so many memories, and with this temple I have some. So today our topic is like because we recently had Balaram Jayanti, so I thought we will read about the appearance of Lord. Then we'll speak about some pastimes of Lord Balaram, and then we'll see what's for us, right? After all, it is what is for us. Anything is going on. What's our role, or what is our part, or what is the take-home message? So I will read all of you know that verse. We chant them. Which verse I have in mind. I think you guys can all see that, right? You are able to see them, what I am sharing here, right? Okay. So we can all stand together. You guys all know this verse. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tatvata tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti so Arjuna. Any of you would you like to chant, please? Hey divyam evam yo veti tatvata tyaktva deham punarjanma Neti mameti. So Arjuna. Children? Anybody? Anybody? Yes. Janma karma cha me divyam. Evam yo veti tatvata. Tyaktva deham punarjanma. Neti mameti. So Arjuna. Janma karma cha me divyam. Evam yo veti tatvata. Tyaktva deham punarjanma. Neti mameti. So Arjuna. Any Matajis? Janma karma cha me divyam. Evam yo veti tatvata. Tyaktva deham punarjanma. Naiti mameti. So Arjuna. So, one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode. O Arjuna. Would anybody of you like to read this? Okay. Yeah. You can have this. You can start.
Personality of Godhead is already liberated from material bondage, and therefore he returns to the kingdom of God immediately after quitting this present material body. Such liberation of the living entity from the material bondage is not at all easy. The impersonalists and the yogis attain liberation only after much trouble and many, many births. Even then, the liberation they achieve, merging into the impersonal Brahma Jyotir of the Lord, is only partial, and there is the risk of returning to this material world. But the devotee, simply by understanding the transcendental nature of the body and activity of the Lord, attains the abode of the Lord after ending this body and does not run the risk of returning to this material world. In the Brahma Smrita 5.33, it is stated that the Lord has many forms and incarnations. Advaitam, Achyutam, Anadam, Anotherupam. Although there are many transcendental forms of the Lord, they are still one of the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. One has to understand this fact with conviction, although it is incomprehensible to mundane scholars and pure philosophers, as stated in the Vedas. Purusha Bodhini Upanishad.
Purusha Bodhini Upanishad. Okay. Would you like to give somebody else now? Somebody else would like to read? Okay, go ahead.
The one supreme person. Eko Devo Nitya Bhakta Vyapi Hridaya Anand. The one Supreme Personality of Godhead is eternally engaged in many, many transcendental forms and relationships with his unalloyed devotees. This Vedic version is confirmed in the verse of the Gita personally by the Lord. He who accepts the truth on the strength of the authority of the Vedas and of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and who does not waste his time in philosophical speculations, attains the highest perfectional stage of liberation. Simply by accepting this truth on faith, one can, without doubt, attain liberation. The Vedic version, Tattvam-asi, is actually applied in this case. Anyone who understands Lord Krishna to be the Supreme, or who says unto the Lord, "You are the same Supreme Brahman," the personality of Godhead, is certainly liberated instantly, and consequently his entrance into the transcendental association of the Lord is guaranteed. In other words, such a faithful devotee of the Lord attains perfection, and this is confirmed by the following Vedic assertion. Tatvam eva nanya pantha vidyate yanaya. One can attain the perfect stage of liberation from birth and death simply by knowing the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and there is no other way to achieve this perfection. Sveta Shvatara Upanishad 2.8. That there is no alternative means that anyone who does not understand Lord Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead is surely in the mode of ignorance, and consequently he will not attain the salvation. Simply, so to speak, by licking the hour service of the bottle of honey, or by interpreting the Bhagavad Gita according to mundane scholarship. Such empiric philosophers may assume very important roles in the material world, but they are not necessarily eligible for liberation. Such puffed up mundane scholars have to wait for the causeless mercy of the devotee of the Lord. One should therefore cultivate Krishna consciousness with faith and knowledge, and in this way attain perfection.
Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki. So, as this verse is saying, right, if somebody knows that the Krishna's appearance and activities are transcendental, he or she does not have to take another body after leaving this body, after leaving this world, right? So what is so special about Krishna's appearance and activity, right? As we know, this chapter 4, verses number 6, 7, 8, 9, Lord Krishna is speaking for the first time about himself, right? In the Bhagavad Gita, in which chapter Krishna speaks about him for the first time? Say, by profession I am a pediatrician. So all we have to do is ask questions. That's what we do. The doctors, they ask questions, right? If you ask them answer, they will do some more test. They probably give you answer, but so all we do is asking questions. So you guys have to help me, okay? In which Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna speaks about him for the first time in which chapter? Which verse? So Mataji is very right. You give her 100 point for that. But which verse? Which verse is that he speaks about himself? Now you guys have to find out from chapter 2, which is the verse that Krishna speaks about him in chapter 2. I see, normally we think Bhagavad Gita first 6 chapter means so much knowledge, Sankhya Yoga, right? About the Dhyana Yoga, about karma, about knowledge of soul and body, right? But over there, from the very beginning, Krishna says about himself, right? And actually, I would say, yes, beta. Krishna speaks about himself. Like, see, the subject matter of Bhagavad Gita gets thickened as we go further. First 6 chapter, Krishna is telling about who is who, what is what are the different processes. Then starting chapter 7, is actually the knowledge of the absolute, right? Parameshwar ka jnana, and so on and on. How to attain it, the Lord, that's how to achieve the supreme. That's chapter 8. Then most comprehensive knowledge. Then 10th chapter is Chatusloki Gita. Then 11 and 12, universal form and the Bhakti Yoga. Right? This is the 6 to 12 is the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. And then goes further. So, but where does Krishna start speaking about him? Yes, Mataji. Which verse? See, you had a very right answer. Somehow out of 18, you got the number right. 212 is actually, which verse is the 212? Natvevaham. But that is about, Krishna speaks about himself that, yes, I am eternal, you are eternal. It's not so specific about him. Right? You can say that that we can consider that also. Okay, which other verse? Actually, Tani Sarvani Sami Yukta Asita Mat Para. Right? Who is that? Prabhuji, who said that? Nandan Acharya Prabhu. Oh, Parth Prabhu. Very nice. So this is Mat Para. From the very beginning in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that Mat Para. Right? Now, actually, if you look at that, Bhagavad Gita is actually, Arjuna is so disturbed. And he's asking his friend for a counseling. I have trouble in business employees don't listen, so many problems in the family. If we go and ask some friend like that, then he say, your problem is that you are not focused on me. How does that make sense, right? Does it make sense? If you go and, if our friend is, someone like Krishna, we say, okay, wow, that makes sense. Somebody like you, if I have to focus on you, and that's all, right? But it doesn't make sense normally. If I go and ask some friend for some help, he says, focus on me, right? It is not connected, but from the very beginning, that is the heart of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says that you connect to me, Arjuna, right? Mat para. And then chapter 3 also, actually he says also, we can go for this some other time. There are verses in chapter 3 also. Krishna says that, okay, the essence is that you do, Mai sarvani karmani, Mai sanyasya mat para, right? Mai sarvani karmani. You do all, that's chapter 3. And then chapter 4 again. Arjuna makes Krishna speak about himself. Then how do you know? He says, okay, yes, Prabhu. So, chapter 4, thank you, Prabhu. So, I thought I probably don't need mic, but now, over the years, I have kind of, lost that, in my kind of, so thank you, Prabhu. So, chapter 4, Krishna is talking about himself. Right? So, we're going to all read this verse, because our subject matter is Krishna's appearance and Krishna's activities. Somehow, if we understand this particular part, then we don't have to come back. Like, so we can all sing together. Ajopi sanna vyayatma bhutanam ishwaropi san prakrutim swamadhishtaya sambhavamyatma mayaya. Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all believing entities, by my internal energy, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. Now Krishna is saying, I am unborn. What's the big deal? We are all unborn, right? Does Krishna say that in Bhagavad Gita? Which verse? If Krishna is saying that Krishna is unborn, and I am saying we are all unborn, Krishna, are you agree with that or not? First of all, tell me. Do you guys agree with or not? You are agree? Which verse? Where is that says in Krishna in Bhagavad Gita? Natve vaham, it says that we always exist. So indirectly you can say that yes. But actually in the same chapter 2.20, right? Which is this verse? Yes. Najayate mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuya ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano nahanyate nyamane sharire. For the soul there is neither birth nor death at any time. He does not come into being, he has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is not slain. So remember, next time somebody asks your age, what would you say? How old you are? How old you are? Right? I have no age, come on. I am an eternal being. You guys are all as old as Lord Krishna. Right? Do you all agree with me, right? So then what is the big deal? We are also unborn. He is also unborn. He says, you are unborn, but your body changes all the time. My body never deteriorates. Right? Although then we are born, are we the master? Right? Doctor has to, nurse has to, everybody has to try so hard so that we cry somehow. Right from the beginning. Start learning crying. You have to do this. That is what you do all your life. Right? No baby laughs. And no baby in this world, right at the birth, they actually make us so much so that we cry. Right? So we are not the Lord. We are born under the, right? Chantur deha upadyate, right? We are born under the effect of our karma, born like out of the karmas, whatever our desires are, according to whatever we deserve. So we are given a material body. But he says, I am the Lord of all living entities. No matter on the first day or right even before birth. Right? He said, I'm always the Lord. And by my internal energy, I still appear. Do we appear by our own? No. We are actually forced to take birth. Krishna appears by his own sweet will. Right? By my internal energy, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. Right? So this is Krishna comes in his own Sarupa. Whenever he comes, we have to take, we don't know. Like there are people who can tell us from our last life what we were. They can do transgression, they can look at that, and they can tell us, like people, what could be our next birth. There are Bhrugus Sahitas, right? Everyone alive in this world, they have their stars in that book. If you go there, they know that, oh, you're going to come today. Yes, they will tell you what was your past life, and they will tell you what is your next life also. But for all of you, you don't have to go there. I will tell you, you don't have any other life now. Right? All of you going back, right? After building our temple, no? Not before that. Okay. So this is the kind of this is Krishna's about his birth, right? Nobody can. And then again we can say Krishna has all these different forms, from the one in the Gokula, then in the exists in the spiritual world also, right? So now we have talked about the Krishna's birth, about the activities now. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirabhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srujamyaham. So whenever there's a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. Right? This is about activity. When I come, when there is so much irreligion, right? We think he should be there here right now, no? Right? But he is already there, right? How is he here? Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar. Right? It is so difficult age. In our own lifetime we say how much mankind has degraded. Right? The things that we were seeing, hearing and reading right now wasn't unheard 20 years back. Right? But we have Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar. Nama Hoite Sarva Jagat Nistar. Now about his activity. Everybody has to sing, okay, please. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrutam dharma sanstapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. To deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. So what does Krishna do? Why does he appear? To destroy the people who are miscreants, to help people who are pious, and to establish the rules. Now how many of you agree that Krishna comes for this purpose? Right? He is a Bhagwan. Right? Do you think what kind of a Bhagwan he is there? He has to come personally to punish somebody. Right? Some ordinary governor, president, prime minister, some ordinary billionaire could kill anyone anytime. Right? Could reward anyone anytime. So what kind of Bhagwan he is? That he has to come personally to kill the miscreants, to help the devotees, to relieve the pious, and to make the rules. Right? The rules are made by the governors, secretaries and associates and so on and so on. He said that, okay, you make such and so rule. They will come up with the details and assembly will pass the rule. President himself doesn't do all those things. Even in our normal, ordinary kind of a material world. So how come this is for what Krishna comes? Do you agree with me? Right? There must be some reason. Right? Lord Balram, we all know that. How did once there is in the assembly of Naimisharanya or somewhere, I think in the Naimisharanya itself, right? Naimisharanya, the Bhagavad Katha is about to start. Rom Harshan Sut was the speaker, and Lord Balaram enters over there, and everybody in the assembly says, all the great sages, they bow down to him. But somehow the speaker, I think, somebody like me was there, Romerson Sut was sitting there. So he thought, okay, I am the speaker today. So I don't have to. So normally that's the etiquette, right? A speaker, but if your guru comes, or what to speak of Bhagavan comes, you must show the respect. That's the etiquette. But somehow Romerson Sut, he got bewildered. We call spaced out, but that was that was quite expensive, This kind of spacing out is sometimes is okay, you forget to go that you have to pick up the milk, I know devotees are kind and you can work around and you can say, oh come on, whatever. But you spaced out when the Bhagavan himself appears, and if you spaced out. So what happened? Lord Balaram take a straw and he said boom, boom, and then everybody say, what is this? We just blessed him with all the opulence, all the kind of he should have a long life. As long as he's sitting over here, time would not touch him, and you just killed him. What an adharma! What an adharma! Then Balaram says, really, I did something wrong. I'm sorry. So please show me now how to correct it. Then they say, come on, you are the Supreme Lord. How are we going to show you to correct it? So then he says, no, you tell me, I will do that. Then the sage tells him few things that, we have blessed this Romerson Sut, right? And then you have killed him also, right? So, and do something that both of those things stays as it is. You are a guard now, so then show us your godliness. You make both of these improve. We don't want to undo something that you have done. What kind of people we are, Our guru did some mistake, but we are not we understand that we are not going to follow his path. If you have done something, you must know that it is right. So Balaram say, okay, you are right. Let's appoint his son. Right? Son represents the father. And I bestow him everything. So he will deliver it. So your blessings are true. And then whatever I did a right thing. The purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to know, to have the respect for, to give the respect for the Lord. Actually, the essence of Bhagavad Gita is that somehow we develop some love for the God. If the same God is over here, and if we forget to pay the respect, what kind of Bhagavad Gita is there? Right? So, that Lord, that's the Supreme Lord who can kill somebody with the straw, doesn't need somebody to kill personally. Right? So, and the same thing, to reward something also, right? We all know the pastimes of Sudama and everything, right? Sudama, how long it took to build the Mathura? No, not Mathura, Dwarka. Okay. How long it took to build the Dwarka? Wow, see, you guys are so, I have to raise the kind of standards of my question, right? I'm answered right away instantly. Boom, boom. So yes, it was built overnight, right? Overnight when Jarasandha attacked 16 times, 17 times, Kaliyavan and Jarasandha, both of them came together, and Krishna said, okay, I don't have time to fight with these two. Let them think whatever they think, What was the real reason Krishna didn't fight with them? Now this is really, if you really, I would say, tell me, what was the real reason Krishna left the battle? Yes, Prabhu? Yeah, he wanted to kill more bad guys. But see, for 16 times, he let Jarasandha go back. That you go. So, Balaram is asking, why are you doing this? He said, he will bring more people, more of like him, and we just have to sit here, have fun with Mathura Vasi, and then we'll do once in a year, we'll have this kind of, this festival of fighting will go on. See, only those two brothers will come outside. No, none of the Mathura Vasis will come out time. And actually each time he brought the army equal to the more than 23 Akshavanis. Mahabharata had 18 Akshavanis time. Every time 23 Akshavanis were being destroyed. But the 17th time he came with Kalyavana. So Krishna at that time, he did not fight and he left the battle. What was the real reason for Krishna not fighting with both the fools at the same time? Who? Mataji, very nice. What's your name? Gayatri Mataji. Please give her a round of applause. So that's that's not the reason that I was looking. But you are right. You are right. You are right. The Gargacharya had given the blessings to Kalyavana that no one from the Yadu dynasty can touch you, and Krishna honored that. Honored that. So he didn't want to touch him, and he said, anyhow, I'm not going to kill him. If I kill him, then he'll go back home, right? He needs to come some few more times and entertain my devotees. So Krishna left. That was one of the reasons. What was the real reason? Okay. So one after. See, you said the Muchukunda, right? Muchukunda's deliverance was also one of the reasons. If he go there, my devotee Muchukunda will kill that. Okay, Dhruva, Prabhu, what did you say? So, who was that? Dhruva, can you tell her who was that important person? Yes. So that's the real reason. See, Mother Rukmini, she said, I'm going to give up my life. If you don't come, I have never seen you, but I'm in love with you, my dear. If you don't come, don't expect me alive. And then this was the first kind of, first marriage for Krishna, right? He hasn't married so far. So then he said, okay, I'm going to go rescue that girl. So, and then because of that, actually he left the battle and he went to the, so when everybody thought that he left the battle for whatever reason, and actually, he did not have a long time since after he left the Vrindavan, he did not have that play with the boys, what we call chore police, right? That somebody is running behind you and you catch him. So Kalyavana literally ran from Mathura to all the way Saurashtra, Junagadh. He said, I'm going to catch him now. If Krishna was within his hand, and somehow he wasn't able to catch him. So okay. So again, the point is that my point is that Krishna did not come just to kill the demons. He could kill the demons that easily. So what's the real reason that Krishna appeared? Right? Okay. Paritrana is sadhuram. So that's what we say, that to deliver the devotees, that he can do it from anywhere. My point is that his association, wonderful point. Madan Gopa Prabhu, you give again 108 point, but still, that's not the point that I am looking for, but it is right. See, he came, if I become your guest, or somebody comes from to your home, or you want to entertain your friends, you will take them to the best of the places. Why would you go to the downtown? Let's have a picnic, right? Go to downtown Brooklyn. Now it's much better actually. But sometimes, so my point is that to associate with his devotee, he will take them to the best of the best places. Why would you go to the filthiest place? Right? What's the real reason? That's the same thing. When Krishna appears, devotees enjoy so much more. But why in the material world? To give them the pleasure, you take them to some nice place. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Hriday, would you like to say? Give him a mic.
Say with this.
Okay.
Now say it like that.
You're saying good things.
I remember that there was this story with Akbar and Birbal. So Akbar was saying that, oh, my God is so high, because he's a Muslim. And then Birbal is a Hindu, so he also said, my God is so high. So then Akbar was saying, well, how is that? Then one time when Akbar was in some hall, and then there was a big pool in the middle, then Birbal had his little child, and then he threw him in the water. And then Akbar came running down, and then he picked the child out of the water, and he was all wet because he went in the pool. And then Birbal was like, yeah, that's my God. If he comes to do what the devotees are his children, so he comes to save them. Because he loves them.
That was such a beautiful story, right? Full of emotions. The idea is that when your own person is is in risk, you don't want you want to go there. You don't want to wait for anybody else. You will do your best, right? Actually, Birbal jumps himself, right? He says there are hundreds of people at your wish. You could have asked anyone. He said, how could I wait? He's my own son. I must go there over there, right? So Krishna comes actually for all of us, right? Right, all of us. He actually comes us to tell us, my dear friends, why are you rotting over here? Right? All these things he can do from anywhere, right? I mean, he by his instant desire, he creates unlimited universes and dissolution. So for this is, but to convince, to change our heart, right? That is nobody's task. That nobody can do that. So he comes to tell us, hey people, what are you doing here? You know, life after life. Why don't you think? Why you're on the other side? He's telling all of us by doing such wonderful pastimes, right? Oh, each and every pastimes, right? We can see that lifting the Govardhan hill, 7 days without food and without water. People think, where is the rain going? The rain is coming, but if the rain comes down, can you think everybody will be kind of gone in the water? Can you imagine that if you have umbrella, how long umbrella can? But if the water is like this, what's the use of umbrella? If you are in 10-foot water, how is umbrella? Umbrella is going. The Govardhan is like acting as umbrella. Not a single drop of water came on the earth. Who evaporated the water? Sudan Chakra, instantly. Not a single drop of water came down. So Indra is all bewildered. What is this happening? Not a single drop of water goes down. I mean, so many amazing pastimes. Lord Krishna had a Rasa Leela. For how long? Right? A day of Brahma. A day of Brahma. And how many gopis are there? Right? See, I have to try hard. Somebody insider is there, so I really have to try hard. But that was so nice. How many gopis are there? 3 billion. You know, I mean, what's the big deal? We could be also there, right? When Lord Ramchandra came, all the sages, they thought, how beautiful is the Lord, right? They all had a conjugal feeling towards him. The modern world, I mean, we can think, what is this? We really can talk even this also. But this was the kind of a toward the Spirit, Supreme Lord. They developed that conjugal bhav. They are Naistik Brahmacharis. They are hundreds of years old. He is so beautiful. And what happened? Krishna fulfilled everybody's desire. Munichari gopis, Rishichari gopis, right? The Nitya Siddha gopis, then Sadhana Siddha gopis, and these Munichari gopis. Devangnas are there, right? So it's for all and none, right? Why are you here? Krishna says that, why are you here? It's your choice. That is why. If so, I mean, Krishna says, I don't take any fun like repeated birth and repeated death. It's not my choice. You should never think that, oh, some destiny has imposed this upon us. It is your own choice. The moment you decide that, and that's what it is said where, the moment you decide that, we actually have no birth. No birth again means we are coming by Krishna's will. But that is like, but that's not a material world, like our Srila Prabhupada. We hope that someday Krishna would also, his servants of will engage us in doing that even in this life also we can do that. How many times Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, right now, the moment we decide that is actually liberated. I have actually underlined so many purports. It's not the process that it happens in future. The moment we decide in our heart, this is what I have to do. Yes, I am fully convinced with that. My Lord, that moment onwards, even though we are in the material world, the material world still affects us. Like taking an admission to any school. Basically, you are graduating, it's a matter of time. Whether it's a law or medicine or engineering, right? People call us high dark in the second year. You don't know anything, but that's kind of as soon as you enter the medical school, you are going to become a doctor. So the moment you actually decide in your heart that this is true, my life and soul is for you. This body is just this circumstantial product of my karma, born out of my desires. It's true for all of us. For not a single exception. So yes, this is how this verse is there. Now today is the appearance of Lord Balaram. So I will like to mention some kind of we all know many wonderful pastimes. So I think couple of pastimes came to my mind, but I will mention maybe one or two pastimes, right? So when Lord Krishna, after killing Kansa, right, he came with Nanda Maharaj and all the cowherd boys. Mother Yashoda and the gopis didn't come. They said, why did Mother Yashoda allow this? They had a full kind of power. They are fully convinced they will not let Krishna come back. And they had their full faith on Mother Yashoda, that she would never allow. She cannot live without Krishna. Right? But then Nanda Maharaj said, they want to honor our Lala, in Mathura, and then we go and we'll come back. So she had a faith in the words of Nanda Maharaj. That because he said, and he knew that Nanda Maharaj also cannot live without Krishna. He would never come back without Krishna. And actually that happened. That happened also. Nanda Maharaj can never come without Krishna. So after killing Kansa, if you know all from Bhagavatam, Nanda Maharaj and all the cowherd was there staying outside the city in the garden. They didn't go enter into the city. So every day Krishna and Balaram will come and meet Nanda Maharaj. And Krishna said, Baba, let's go home. I'm kind of a very much, I'm very much kind of a pissed off here. Everybody's showing so much affection and it's so artificial. This is Jiva Goswami is writing, it's a very, very beautiful narration in Gopal Champu. So probably many of you know that. The Gopal Champu is the everyday whatever is happening, it is being narrated in the in the Vrindavan. Right? In the morning in the assembly of Nanda Maharaj and in the evening in the assembly of Radharani. There are two brothers, Snigdha Kantha and Mugdha Kantha. Their sole kind of a life is to talk about Krishna. What did Krishna do today? And what is going in his heart? And what did Krishna communicated through, like they have a whole channel of messengers. And they would get the message, what is Krishna's heart right now? So he says now, so he is saying that every day he will say, Baba, let's go home. And Nanda Maharaj say, we want to go home. But if you go home, Balaram will follow you also. And if Balaram will follow also, then Vasudev's heart will be broken. So when we can think, how about Krishna? See, Nanda Maharaj never thought that Krishna is born to Vasudeva and Devaki. Nobody handed him over to him, nobody told him. That was never confirmed. Nanda Maharaj thought always Krishna is my child. But he knew Baldev is Rohini, Mother Rohini, and Vasudev's child. So he stayed 11 years from them. So he said, if you come, then Dauji will also come. Then Vasudev's heart will be broken. And then he said, Baba, that's very true. And plus, if both of us will come, who will protect the people of Mathura? So then after much deliberation, Nanda Maharaj said, Kana, how about you? If we all come over here, this is Mathura, a big city. What's the big deal? So what did Krishna say at that time? And how did Krishna say this is not going to work? Anybody has any guess? Yeah, Prabhuji. 1008 point, right? He said, Krishna said, Baba, you are right. But what about our cows? Even only you have 900,000. Forget about Vrishabhanu Maharaj. He has little more than you, by the way. So, he has 1.2 million. So he said 900,000 cows. Where are we going to keep? Our cows will be, come on, Baba. This is not going to happen. So just for the sake of cows, he said we have to stay in Vrindavan. So actually, then after much, because of Balaram actually, Krishna did not leave the Mathura. That's the real reason. Jiva Goswami gives in that one. So, and actually what happens after, as Babuji, that's okay. I think if I need, then I think maybe you can turn into Prabhupada. So that was the real reason. So, and actually as promised by Nanda Maharaj, he wouldn't lie. And he knew that if I go without Krishna, actually Mother Yashoda would not survive, right? She would not. So actually when everyone, whole party, entire party, they did the replication. What happened? Krishna and Balaram and Krishna and Balaram, they replicated. So one set stayed into the Mathura. And then Krishna Balaram, the other set, Nanda Maharaj and Kauhuda, they all also replicate. right? So in the Vrindavan, like there are two Vrindavan going parallel. One is in union and one is in separation. If you read the Bhagavatam, when Uddhavji came to see the Vrindavan, actually everything is so dynamic, so jubilant. The first 5 verses, the Uddhavji is entering into the Vrindavan. He says everybody is in so much motion. It can't be possible if they are in separation. Everybody is so much kind of, it's evening time, they are milking the cows and Krishna Balaram is, but so that is the Uddhavji is saying that Vrindavan is in union. And one Vrindavan is in separation. Both of these Vrindavan going parallel, but they don't meet each other. Right? So because so he says padamekam Vrindavanam parityajya padamekam na gacchati. Shyam Sundar Krishna never leaves the Vrindavan. Only he left only 2 days. Those 2 days were the real, but then he was so entire when these two brothers, they are narrating the pastimes. Actually, Krishna is sitting right there. Every day, whatever happened in Dwarka and whatever happened in Mathura, every day. So initially they had only few messengers. Between Mathura and Vrindavan is only about say 10 miles, right? Hardly few kilometers. But then when Dwarka, when they went it, they actually had 100 messengers. The fastest of the fastest horses. They constantly keep going out. Every day there is a new pair of messengers. And Krishna wouldn't do anything without permission of his parents. He considered Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda mother, so everything, even after, so Shri Shri Gaurita, Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman. Even after kidnapping Mother Rukmini, Lord Krishna would not marry. And all the messengers said, Lord Krishna, he is not marrying this girl. So what happened? Why? Why is not marrying that girl? Then they said he is actually waiting for a permission. Without your permission, he would not marry. So this Jiva Goswami is so rasik. So I think coming back to our time is kind of done. So I think this I had few other pastimes also. We can share some other time. But now the most important part is that, right? The appearance of Krishna, right? The appearance of Lord Balaram, right? He, as we know, he actually comes to this world for us. Solely for us, exclusively for us, right? Just to convince us, right? Can you imagine somebody so great, right? This is the only one thing in his mind, right? How much more we are obligated to do that, right? Right? This is if we are convinced with that, we should really meditate deeply in our heart, right? What can I do for my Lord, right? He actually has no reason, right? Krishna, as we know, in his spiritual world, I think on the other day, Harivansha Prabhu gave us the analogy of this world, right? Do you remember? Anybody remember that? He gave that if the spiritual world is like this room, the material world is like a small bag of mustard seeds in one of the corner. We think this building is so big, or this city is so gorgeous, or this building is this full or high or whatnot. The whole material, the entire 4 billion mile of this universe is like a mustard seed. If there's a mustard seed, this whole room is the spiritual creation, right? So the idea is that how much more what should we not do to reciprocate the desire of the Lord? He solely comes for us. So my humble request now, see we are you guys are, and we are all kind of we try to come here every Sunday, Saturday, or sometimes 2 times a week, sometimes 3 times a week. Some of you come for Mangala Arati, some of you come for Shringar Arati, some of you come for how many times you go, I don't know. Some of you come here in every day with even your busy schedule. So this is your life and soul. Like this temple is our life and soul. And Janmashtami is the biggest festival that we have. Right? So what should our meditation should be like the object of my love, the object of my worship. What should I do for him? Right? So how does it apply? If we love somebody, how do we show our love for someone? See, I spoke unusually so long that so I have to catch up now. So you have to help me. If we love somebody, how do we prove that we love somebody? See, if I love you somebody, the thing I have to release you soon enough for the Sunday fish, right? That's the proof of my love. I mean, you would say that, right? But I mean, but let's forget that for a moment. You tell me, if you love somebody, how do you show your love? I just give you the hint. If we love somebody, what should we do? We should do what that person wants. We feed them, feed their heart, feed their what they want, right? So if we love Krishna, we have to see what is his heart at. What does he wants, right? He comes for us and he tells at the end of Bhagavad Gita also, right? What is he tells at the end of Bhagavad Gita? Right? After that, that is not the end actually. After that there are 12 more verses, right? You are right, but after that he says that Yaidam paramam guhyam mad bhakteshva vidhashyati bhaktim mai param krutva mame vaishyatya sanshaya. Right? For one who explains this supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed, and at the end he will come back to me. Right? See, I'm talking about myself, right? Living in this world, I mean, I can say, what chance I have to get the pure devotional? Pure devotional means I have no other desire. Nothing, no other desire. Practically, right? Heart is completely free of all six, the family. Kam, Krodh, Moh, Lobh, Mad, Matsar, right? They are completely free of that. I think what possibility I have? Practically speaking, none. I mean, I know I'm thinking about myself. And so, but here Krishna is giving us the hint that we should all sincerely try. Right? Krishna is not saying that you make some devotees, right? Or you convince somebody. This is right and everything else is wrong. You don't know anything and I know everything. No, Krishna is not saying anything like that. He's saying that you simply try. So my humble request is that this should be all our meditation, right? Janmashtami is the biggest kind of event, and other is the Gaur Purnima. We'll have at least about 3,000 people. This week, this is Saturday, right? We have at least 100 full-time devotees. Full-time means their life and soul. They would come every week, no matter what happens. They'll come, definitely come. At least before the event ends, before the program ends, right? They will come. So, so my point is that why not all of us? If many of us will be busy doing so many services, deity services, cooking, so many things. But at least 50 of us, 100 of us, we must speak to each and every person that comes over here. See, the Indian people they will come, they will do the darshan, they will put some money, take prasad and they'll go away. It happens, if you observe that, between the time of 6 to 9, 10 o'clock, this place will be so flooded. All of you should not think, what should I do? You should speak to the people of your level, right? If you are a girl, go to speak to a girl, right? If you are old like me, go and speak to someone, anybody. When you are old, nobody minds that, uncle. Nobody minds the uncle and aunt, So you can speak to anyone. So, but you have to go and speak them. You have to tell, hey, you know what is this? You are in America. You are celebrating Krishna Janmashtami. This is the appearance of Krishna. You have to engage them in the talk. If you want to engage somebody in the talk, you have to catch the children in the family. Because you have to ask them. Please listen, it works. Over the years, that's my service I do, that's what. And I had desire that somehow I should talk with you that Krishna had in this. We have been planning this for the last 4 months. This was supposed actually Ram Katha, but we did the Balram Katha. Ram is still that. This is going on for the 4 years. 4 months. But so I was meditating. How do I communicate to all of you? We take a time. See, you finish your rounds. Do your seva, whatever you have to do there. Most of us, we participate in the kirtan. No. We do it every day, all day. We should do kirtaniya sadahari. Not today. Today is the time of our business. None of you should be here. Don't undermine yourself. You are Krishna devotee. You are an empowering kind of the representative of Krishna. You are representing Krishna, right? No ordinary thing. You go and they see, look at who is there. They are here on Saturday. Nobody is in rush. You sit down with them. You know what is Janmashtami. What should you do? There is a birthday. What does Krishna likes? You know, everybody say Makhan. They say they are here for. They say we didn't think of checkbook. You know, they think of somebody is asking for. No, we are not talking about anything about donation. We simply telling them what does Krishna like. What does Krishna like? What is the favorite thing for Krishna? Makhan. Everybody will say that Makhan and then say okay. Then he'll ask for the money for the Makhan, right? We say no. We say Prabhu, you are right. Krishna is the Makhan. He is Navni Chor. He likes to steal your heart, right? Our heart is the essence in our body. So he actually, Krishna enjoys when we chant his name so much, right? If they don't, then we can tell them. Then they say, why does Krishna enjoy when we chant his name? Because he likes his flattery, like all of us, right? Please say yes, then I will feel good. No, right? Is it so? Is it so, right? Krishna likes the flattery like us, right? I mean, he likes flattery, by the way, but he likes the flattery by the way, by all means, you know. But he's so happy when he chant his name, because even his name chanted unknowingly with offense also liberates somebody. That name is booked forever. That name is cancelled out of the book of Yamaraj. He says, don't go. Yamaraj says, don't go over there. That's not my jurisdiction, my dear. I mean, it is mentioned many times. You know, then I could explain that many with one more examples, but I remember how much I love you, know. So I won't go into that detail. But I'm saying the name of Krishna is so powerful, because Krishna knows that somebody takes my name, that person is delivered, and that's why he's so happy, right? Our parents, when something good happens to us, they become so much more happy. People who love us, when something good happens to us, they become so happy. So yes, so then we have to tell, why would you not chant one round with me, right? Spend that 10 minutes, and that's how you will chant 64 rounds on that day, right? At least not 64. Chant for 10 mantras. You explain the meaning. See, I'm telling you serious. This is no joke. I have been trying this for many years. It doesn't matter. See, we are small people. Tell me, are we small or not? I mean, there are some exceptions. I will not tell that. You know, there are some exceptions. I will not tell that, but we are all small people, right? The exception, I was talking about myself. So I mean, we are all tiny, insignificant people who would come to listen us. But we have been given the opportunity to talk about Krishna, right? The topmost topic, right? To somebody that Krishna loves so much, that will change that person's life forever. How many stories that you have read for the book distribution? Somebody, right? I would say so many. Some young girl, 22-year girl, trying to preach in a metro in a Europe. That person is kind of very much somehow he's so upset. The moment the girl approaches, he says, "Stop this! I don't like this." So again, he pushes her out. What kind of an encounter is this? Can you believe that encounter changed that man's life? You know, so after he pushed her out, the Bhagavad Gita was there. He literally crushed with his leg. And he said, okay, I'll take this home and show it to my wife. Look at how people are rude and how I treated her. So he took that book, that was the mistake he did. He put into his briefcase. He went home, and then it was late in the evening. He put his book and his bag. He went to take rest. Next day maid came. The maid put everything, and she put his book. She put it very well and put in the bookcase. Everybody forgot, but Krishna didn't forget. Right? Everybody forgot. So after a few years, the wife leaves the body. In the Western world, children left the home. The man is all alone. After the wife left, he says, where did she go? It's not so easy, the experience of death, right? So he was so much heartbroken. He was looking for Bible, and somehow he found this book. Can you guess which word he opened the word and which word came to he would have read first? That made him read the entire book. opened the Bhagavad Gita, it was mentioned today also, that verse. The moment he opened the Bhagavad Gita, he found a verse that made him read the entire Bhagavad Gita. So there was never a time that I did not exist. So wow, she must be here. I must search for her. I must try to connect her. This sounds so much kind of a divine, you know. So that made him kind of he read Bhagavad Gita, then he searched for the center, he started going center, and all of a sudden the temple president said, oh wow, somebody is in very, very kind of, coming from very high background. He was very, very kind of, aristocrat, very rich person. Then slowly he started chanting. Slowly he moved to the temple. Believe it or not, after 12 years, he met the same Mataji. He was in tears. And what did happen to her? 3 fractures only. Right? If you pushed somebody out of metro takes instantly, it goes on a speed of 100 miles. She had 3 fractures. But any form of the encounter with Krishna. So my point is that don't you undermine your position. You come here every day. You enjoy this every day. The Janmashtami is the day for us to give. Right? It takes so enormous endeavor. Feeding 3,000 people. This temple will transform. So many things going outside and inside. Don't just stay busy with your family. Right? Don't on that day you tell her, you see, even when children go, it would be more effective. If they go, there are so many people can be so sorry, Prabhu, I have to go. And the people I know you all want to tell me that. No, that was this is the dialogue people can tell us. On Janmashtami, no, I'm in a hurry. Can you talk some other time? But they cannot refuse the children. Please try it. At least if you try, and if you speak to 10 people, I would say, so first tell them about the Mahamantra. What can you offer on Krishna's birthday, right? And if you say, if you explain that, what is this meaning, then you say, if this is so good, why would you do only one day? Why would you not do every day? If you call somebody only when you need, how is that kind of a relationship, right? So many times we say, when we call, there is no answer, right? We know that, right? If we call only if I need somebody, right? That's not the kind of Krishna is so kind. He will even respond. But if you make a regular habit, it goes long way, right? Then you tell him about that. If they have children, that we have a Sunday school, right? Here, raising the children in the West is not a joke. It's so difficult, right? We don't have people in the family, the elders in the family. They can't stay with us. Everybody's so much running around. We don't have festivals being celebrated so publicly. They would find a lifelong companionship. You tell them, they learn more from their peers than anybody else. Right? Children, all of us, but for children it's true. So you tell them that this is they learn from their peers. And plus, if whatever you tell them, they may not do it. But if you do it, they will do it. Then you tell them, at the end, then you show them the deities. Who are these deities? Do you know that? Most of them will know that. They will not know that. Ask them. Bring them over here. Right? See, all you have to do, attend the one person that you have with us. Right? We have 40, 50 people. If everybody is doing that, imagine, even if you need 10, 20 people, at the end of a day, you are talking to 500 people. Right? So then you come here, introduce the deities. Right? Who is this Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu, then Nityanand Mahaprabhu. And then, at the end, then you take them and then say, I would like to give you a gift from me. Give it, say, okay. But then there is one condition. You have to read every day one verse from this. Nobody will deny on a Janmashtami day if they are getting Bhagavad Gita. And then say, should I give you something? You say, you can give us printing cost, whatever you would like to give that. Invariably, the printing cost would be covered. If it is not covered, don't worry. There are many of these are there. Why they are donating every day? Krishna is the maintainer. Krishna empowers his devotees, right? So somebody will, at the end of a day, you say, okay, I distributed 5 Gita and 3 people, you give from your pocket. You don't have to say that, come and put it over here, right? Somehow, but my experience is that we actually get more than $10 per Bhagavad Gita for sure. And you select the best one. Don't select the paper bound. Select the best one, right? It has a bigger front. I don't know why they are printing smaller one. It's practically useless. You cannot read that. You cannot read that. If I have every time trouble reading that, I would not read it. You give them the best possible copy, that right? And I have an idea. If they are children, then give them a Krishna book. provided if you are going to read a one story on a day. Tell them, this is the investment that you want to do with your children. Everything else would not help them. You can help them up to some extent, but what is the most important thing that you should give your children? This is the last question, provided if you answer the right one. No? So tell me, what is the most important you should give to your loved one? Huh? Knowledge, right? Knowledge there is so much knowledge on the internet. I agree with you. She's also a doctor, by the way, So Mataji, give her a big round of applause. This is true. The knowledge is the liberating. But actually, if we say giving everything else, it is going to perish. We have to give, if anything, we have to give them fearlessness. Fearlessness, right? That, my dear, you take this, you are not going to die. Nothing is going to bother you, right? We have to give the fearlessness and immortality. That you are now, this moment onwards, you are not dying, right? You are going only further in service to Krishna. So you tell them that, please read these stories with them. If you do this, most likely they will come sometime. It's not guaranteed. It's still, the material world is so powerful. So it is still kind of we have to try our part, right? We did our part. Krishna says that at least we secured our thing, right? Krishna says that for them, pure devotional service is guaranteed, right? No, complete, no, yes, Prabhu. Yes. Yes, Prabhu. Yes. Yes, let's read that. Yes. Yes. Nacha tasma manusheshu kaschin me priyakruttama avitana chame tasmad anya priyataro bhuvi. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be more dear, right? We all kind of aspiring devotees. We know who is so dear to Krishna, right? Brajavasis, right? Who can be more dear than Krishna to Radharani? Just by our small act of trying to tell somebody something, getting time out of our own personal enjoyment. We have to get out of our own company, right? And our own little gossiping, right? On that day, no more. We say we can continue this before and after. But on this day, let's focus on this one, right? If we do this for that, then Krishna says that there is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear. So yes, I want to conclude that. I think that the sole purpose of that meditation, the Lord's appearance in this world, for whom? For us, to deliver me, right? People like myself. And then, what can I do for him, right? Saying thank you. How do I say thank you? I should try best of my ability, right? This Janmashtami, and this opportunity actually keeps coming in more and more. Janmashtami, after that, next Prabhupada appearance, we used to have tons of people, buses will coming. Then the Radhashtami, then Govardhan Puja, then Gaur Purnima. Every such festival